This is the Barbados Today evening news for Thursday, March 29. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary Claire Williams. Our top story this evening, General Manager of the Crane Beach Resort, Sean Aline, says the hotel will be shutting down its beach operations on Saturday due to the planned protest. The protest is scheduled for 1 o'clock and it is being led by Cultural Ambassador the Mighty Gabby. He says even though the agreement has been reached with the vendors, the issue of full access to the public beaches on the island must be highlighted. But Aline says he does not think the protest makes any sense at this time, as an agreement has been reached with the vendors.
I don't see the point in the protest at Ukraine Beach at this stage. I think one, again, we have solved the issue. Two, with that large amount of people actually planning to come to the beach, I'm actually seriously considering closing our entire beach facilities. I don't want our staff to be caught up in any melee. So I will close down our restaurant more likely close down our restaurant on the beach and not have our beach people on Saturday.
And one of the vendors affected by the controversy, Nicole Blades, is welcoming the agreement to continue plying their trade on the beach. But she says she will still support Saturday's protest led by Gabby over beach access in Barbados.
I like the idea. I really, really like it because it is the issues too related to this Crane Beach and other beaches. They're trying to privatize. They're trying to find any loophole to say, well, this is my beach and you're not supposed to vend here. You're not supposed to walk here. You're not supposed to go anywhere unless you're instructed by the guard. And that shouldn't be. All beaches are public beaches. They're not private. And you can go and enjoy. And not only for that, but as you have a government license and it allows you to operate, well, that's what you have to go with.
In other news this evening, researchers say there is need for further study into the causes of asthma in Barbados. In an interview with Barbados Today, emergency physician Dr. Harold Watson said asthma currently accounts for 30% of cases on the island. Studies began in that area when the Barbados Asthma Genetics Study was launched in 1993 by the then PhD student Kathleen Barnes. She is now the director of the Personalized Medicine Institute in Denver. Dr. Watson says there are still several questions to be answered.
We are finding out now that it's not just heredity. There's something else in there that is turning on and turning off particular aspects that code for the gene, and it may skip a generation. It makes it difficult for clinicians such as myself because I see someone and in all intents, all purposes, they have asthma, but their mother doesn't have it. Their grandmother might have wheezed, but the history is very vague. Why did it skip that generation? What is it that's causing it? And sometimes it's environmental.
There's another call for Barbados and other small island states to grow more of their own food as one way to combat the threat of climate change. However, coordinator of the Small Grants Program, David Bino, says this must be done using climate-smart practices. Bino was speaking this morning on the sidelines of a workshop for entrepreneurs who are interested in environmentally friendly initiatives.
So this climate-smart initiative must be resilient to drought. It must be resilient to flooding. It must be resilient to storms and hurricanes. And that's the only way in which we can continue to develop without having to start from scratch again. Just last week we were in Dominica and we took a look at the impact that several of these projects were taken from Hurricane Maria. And it was very devastating in many communities. But I must say that many of our initiatives that look at being climate smart were able to stand up even to Maria, and in some cases we were able to save lives. To bring it back to the context of climate smart agroecology, we have some innovative initiatives that really show how Barbados can modernize our agriculture sector and how we can be resilient at the same time.
There's regional and international news after this short break. Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back now with news from the region. And we go to Trinidad and Tobago, where the Attorney General has launched an audit of statutory bodies and the National Security Council to examine whether a company working alongside the UK-based Cambridge Analytica was contracted to collect data on the online browsing habits of citizens in Port of Spain. But the opposition leader has dismissed the statement as false. We get more in this report from TV6 News.
The alleged acts committed by Cambridge Analytica and its affiliates, alter egos, potentially constitute breaches of the laws of Trinidad and Tobago.
The Attorney General in the lower house, speaking on the alleged illegal monitoring of online browsing activity in Trinidad and Tobago by Cambridge Analytica, AIQ, and the SCL Group in 2013, after opposition MPs protested he breached the standing orders.
Legal action relating to Cambridge Analytica AIQ.
Speaker 24-3, the Attorney General started at 2:12, 10 minutes, 2:22.
Honourable Member, for point of order, I overrule. Please continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I continue. Listen to the truth.
The AG finished his statement, partly based on whistleblower Christopher Wiley's testimony in the UK, only after MPs voted to suspend the standing orders. Via the government's majority, the AG spoke about the right to private life, the interception of communications and computer misuse acts.
It is therefore incumbent upon the Office of the Attorney General, in discharging duties under the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago, to cause an audit of all government ministries, statutory authorities, state enterprises, and the National Security Council to ascertain whether any contracts were established, whether any payments were made, and whether any services were rendered by the named companies Cambridge Analytica, Aggregate IQ, and the Strategic Communication Laboratories Group.
The AG also said the government will reach out to UK and US authorities.
Mr. Attorney General, could you, for purposes of elucidation, indicate whether in 2.5 years in office you have found one iota of evidence to suggest that the former administration of the People's Partnership paid Cambridge Analytica or any other related entities?
The AG referred to Mr. Wiley's testimony,
indicating, by way of evidence now globally transmitted, the direct involvement of the Kamla Prasad Bisesa government in transactions concerning breaches of the laws of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
claims denied by the opposition leader.